Hey guys, I hope that you are well. Well, listen, I am just coming out of my quiet time this morning, and I had a video that I was actually scheduled to post today, but I felt like I needed to really share something that we need to be very intentional about, and that is community. And if you don't have community surrounding you, strong community, um believing community, not just people, but people who will tell you the real deal, people who will call you on your stuff, people who will strengthen you. The Bible says that iron sharpens iron. We also see a lot of examples in the Bible regarding really strong relationships, healthy relationships, good relationships. And if you are someone who has been in really healthy communities, you know that it really feeds your soul. And so I'm speaking about this today because I know that a lot of people are dealing with emotional stuff. You're dealing with grief, you're dealing with trauma, you're dealing with loneliness, you're dealing with oppression from the enemy. And because of that, it's so important to stay connected to people who are going to lift your arms. When Moses was leading the children of Israel out of Egypt, there were times where people had to come alongside him and lift his arms just because he was tired. And I'm talking about they physically had to lift his arms just to give him some spiritual refreshment. And that's what we do when we are in healthy community. So you guys, one of the enemy's greatest tactics against us is to try to get us alone, to try to get us to disconnect from others around us, to try to get us to step back from community. And so I'm doing this video because you have to be so intentional when you are going through hard, heavy times to stay connected with others. And, we don't want to give the enemy any space, any room. But when he gets us by ourselves or alone for extended periods of times, then the thoughts come. He can continually pound us with thoughts that are not of God, with thoughts that are negative, that thoughts that are hopeless, the thoughts that, have no life in them. And so if you are someone who struggles with connecting with others, let me tell you, I am not an extrovert at all. For the most part, I'm an introvert. And, when I moved across country and did not know a soul for hundreds of miles, I was like, you have to get connected with somebody and with some level of community. And that was my sole intention. So I was really intentional about connecting with people. Any type of ministry event, church event, something that looked like it was interesting, I went to it. Sometimes I connected with people, sometimes I didn't, but I was intentional about it because I knew the strength of community. And so there are things that come with community that you won't get anywhere else. And when I mean community, I'm talking about people who are of like mindsets, not just people, but people who are like mindsets, people who are going to strengthen you on the journey. The people that you surround yourself with are the people who are going to speak into your life, and they're either going to speak what they see or they're going to speak what God says. And so when you're in a community that believes, when you're in a community that has faith and hope and joy, and you're down, they lift you. It's like those people on the side of Moses, they lift your arms up. They strengthen you. We cannot do it alone. We are the body. We're all connected. And so when something happens to a brother or a sister in the body, we should feel it. We should come alongside that person. We should pray. We should speak life to those people. And so today, if you do not have a really strong community, let me just encourage you. Now, a lot of people are like, well, I have a big family, or well, I this. You know what? Your family's not always going to tell you what you need to hear. because they're your family. And sometimes your family is not going to be able to discern or see the destiny that other people see on you. And so it's good to have family. It's good to have great friends who are going to always pat you on the back. But it's also good in that whole mix to have that third element of community. People who will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, what you need to hear. People who will call you on your stuff when you need to be called on your stuff. People who will speak life to you. People who will declare destiny over you. And so community is key, especially now when people are really dealing with a lot of heaviness and dealing with a lot of attacks, from the enemy. And so as I am kind of just ending my morning time with the Lord, I just wanted to get on and just encourage someone. If you are not connected to community, be intentional about it. Go out to events, look at different churches or ministries in your area and see where you can connect. Listen, I went to almost a dozen different ministries, churches, whatever you want to say, before I found what I know that I needed. So don't give up. Continue to look. And if it takes you going out multiple times, that's okay. At least you're trying and you're connecting. You will meet people along the way who will be divine connections, who might end up being your friends, who might end up being, I don't know, even business partners or other things. So go out. Find your community. Don't stay in the house. Don't stay to yourself. Don't stay on your device. Get out and find your community. Okay, you guys, look, I know I'm looking a little rough here, but I had to get on and just do it when I felt the Lord kind of prompt me. So have a blessed weekend, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.